Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kev, and this is. And today, this is the first installment of Hop In. Pretty much, if you're trying to figure out what comic books can you go pick up and read, I have a couple on the list. This is the first issue of Hop In. Let's get started, shall we? Today we'll be talking about Deadpool Bad Blood. It's a first printing, which is pretty much a one-shot that may or may not lead into its own little series, because Deadpool's already having a story run that Marvel is doing, and currently right now he's also in the Secret Empire. But let's move on, shall we? In the beginning of the book, Deadpool is pretty much being chased after somebody named Thumper, who for some reason is trying to kill him. Go figure, right? After Thumper defeats Deadpool, he wakes up to Domino being there, and him and Domino share pretty much long past with one another. And after they discuss a little bit, Deadpool and Domino go their separate ways. Deadpool winds up catching up to Thumper. They fight again. It's pretty much a tie. And then Deadpool is being picked up by Department H, which is pretty much the shield version for Canada. Him and Grayson Kane wind up talking. Come to find out that Thumper works for Department H and always goes AWOL. Now, him and Grayson Kane work together to fight Thumper. Something happens. Deadpool has another flashback. He figure out why Thumper's chasing after him, who Thumper could be or is. It's pretty much a really good read. I'd say pick it up. It's a graphic novel, so you don't have to worry about any issues to go pick it up. Again, like I said, it's a first printing that may or may not lead into its own new storyline. I'd say go ahead and pick it up. It's only $24.99. After taxes, it might be a little bit more, unless you live in Delaware. And yeah, I say give it a shot. There's a lot of comic books that are coming out from Marvel right now, and I feel as though this one might be overlooked due to the Secret Empire. Now I say let's move on to see what's next on this list. We have Captain Atom. This comic here is a fresh comic, only 5 issues in. It starts off with Captain Atom, who is not able to control his powers. They go AWOL for some reason. And by the way, if you have ever seen the animation Justice League, he is the all-silver guy with the red star on his chest, who can pretty much absorb radiation and all that. So just think of a male version of Captain Marvel. So what happens is he has a scientific experiment to get the powers. Something goes crazy, he disappears. Nobody knows where he is. He winds up in the past, and he's trying to make his way to the future, to the present, which obviously happens. I'm not going to get into it a little bit more because it's such a good comic that I don't want to give away its certain plot twists and all that. I think you guys would really enjoy it. So again, it's about 5 issues in. It's in DC, but it's not a rebirth. And if you have been going to the comic book store or have been hearing about DC with the whole rebirth and all that, it's not titled Rebirth. So just make sure that you ask the store clerk that you want to read or want to pick up the current Captain Atom for DC. How about we keep it moving on this choo-choo train? So pretty much this one right here is a Boom comic, which is the Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's the 2017 I can't get the words right. It's the 2017 annual for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There's different versions of the Power Rangers, but I suggest that you guys go and pick it up. It's really a good read. It has different storylines. I think the first one pretty much shows what kind of happened that's in the current storyline of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But the two main ones that I want to talk to you guys about is in the middle of the book. And so we have something like, if you have ever seen the one Forever Red Power Ranger TV show. This one is specifically for the Black Ranger, and I'm not talking about his race. I'm literally talking about the Black Ranger. So you have it's titled Forever Mighty Morphin Black. Not making this up, but it's really a good story. It's it's kind of short because they have other little stories in here that they have to dish out. So pretty much, Zach is and not the movie Zach from the Power Ranger movie that just came out, but original Zach, who's been modified and pretty much up to date in our timeline. He is having self doubt about his well-being and being a Power Ranger and all that, like they normally do, Teen Danger stuff. He's then pulled by another Black Ranger who is in a different dimension, who needs his help. There's a lot of Power Rangers in here. I'll try to make sure that I get this one picture where you see this one Black Ranger who pretty much is the opposite color. So the original Power Ranger, the suit is black and then like white diamonds going around. Well, this particular Ranger is in an all white suit with the black diamonds going around. It's awesome. Pretty much he helps out with the other Black Power Rangers, and he gets to meet some of the different versions of the Black Ranger. Like for instance, we get to see the 1993 Zach. I have the picture here, you'll see it. And then also Adam, the second Black Ranger that came in after Zach left. It's pretty much a good read. I would pick it up. And now the next story that's in here, it's pretty much, it's a short story as well. And instead of focusing on the Power Rangers, we'll be focusing on Finster. Now, for those who don't know Finster, well, you probably should, but he was the guy who was creating the little putties and making those monsters. It's really dark. It's dark. I mean, it takes a different look at Finster. We think he's just some weird guy, but within this story, Finster was married. He pretty much goes psycho, like goes crazy. I don't want to give away, but I'll give a little bit something. He sees himself as pretty much making a new fresh start for his planet, and he doesn't see why his wife isn't agreeing with him or going along with him. So if you ever see like a horror crazy movie and the guy's like, why don't you understand what I'm trying to do is important, and I just want to make this world a better place, but first we have to burn down everything to make it new. And she pretty much gives him the Anakin, I can't go down this path with you, pretty much talk, and he just loses his mind and he's like, no, I can't believe you not siding with me. Anyway, like I said, it's pretty much all this is in one comic book. It's owned by Boom, and they have different comic books. I mainly only pick up the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, well, because I'm still stuck in the 90s and I'm pretty much a Power Rangers baby. Let's move on. How about we get back to DC? That will pretty much be the ending of this, and it's pretty much not that much just to really talk about. If you haven't heard the news about the Button, now the Button is pretty much a 4-part tie-in with Batman and the Flash. There's a Button that's in the beginning of the DC Rebirth, which, by the way, I think you guys should definitely go pick up. It's really a really good read. But this is a 4-part issue, and Batman and the Flash, they team up because something has gone crazy. The Reverse Flash shows back up. He beats up Batman. Batman and Flash run back to the past, and then they get back to the present, and they're trying to figure out who is running the show. We don't know who it is. There's a lot more questions that are being asked that weren't really answered in this 4-parter, but it's still a good read. I forgot to mention for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that you can pick this up and it's only $7.99. So sorry about that. But back to the Button. Pretty much, you can go to the comic book store and you can pick it up. It'll be issues for Batman. It'll be issues 21 through 22, and then for the Flash, again, it'll be issues 21 through 22. Um, Now, the price for them altogether would be $11.99. They're $2.99 each separately, but together they'll be $11.96 or something like that. But they also have different variant covers. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because they also have 3D covers. It's pretty much awesome. I pretty much got that in 3D. It's awesome. So that would be pretty much $3.99, you know. But pretty much, yeah, that might cost you a little bit more, like $15.96, or and then after taxes. But if you guys want to know what's the whole big ups and issues about the button, I'd say pick up Batman issues 21 through 22 and the Flash 21 through 22 just to catch up. I mean, does it explain a lot? Kinda, but there's a lot more to it. I hope I didn't confuse you on it. I really don't want to give away the story because it's really nice. It's not confusing. It's only two main characters, and there's only two comic books that pretty much merge. It's not like Marvel where there's like 50 other comic books that have tie-ins that really don't have nothing to do with the storyline. But with that being said, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really fun making this video. And there's always more comic books that we can just hop right on in. I'm already working on another list. I wanted to do something that I don't think has ever been done before. I've been on YouTube and I hear people talk about and explain comic books and also read them to them. But I just wanted to do a video to show you where you can go, how you can hop in it, how much it might cost you, and hopefully you go and pick up these issues. There's also a lot of one-shot volumes that come out as well. So I just wanted to let you guys know. Also, there's some videos that I posted up not too long ago of how to get into the comic book world and how to get into the motorcycle world. I will be doing another video of how to, when you go look for a motorcycle, what bike you should get as far as the horsepower. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that if you live in the Philadelphia area, you can go to Comic Collections out in Feasterville. That's the comic book shop I go to. There's a lot of fun things in there. Obviously, collections of comic books. They also got toys and shirts and all of that. So check it out if you're in the Philadelphia area. The next upcoming event will be the Spectacular Spider-Man. That's something that some comic book stores are doing, most of them, I want to say, but I know for sure that the comic book store that I'm going to, Comic Collection, they're hosting it, and it's the Spectacular Spider-Man Issue 1 launch party. So that's June 21st at any comic book store that you can find, and hey, I hope to see you there. As always, I've been Kev, you've been you. Let's stay in tune.